Oh, stay on there. Stay on there. Stay on there. What's up? He choked that. Oh, fuck, man. Stay on there. Yep. Final stop to the KPR Winter Series. It's supposed to be a 2-day championship, but the weather Friday and Saturday were terrible. Friday there were tornadoes, heavy rain, a lot of wind. Saturday was, I think, like a high of 40 with 30 to 40 mile per hour winds, and so it ended up being just a single day shootout. Leading up to it, as you saw in some of the other videos, if you've seen them, I was catching pretty good. Mid 80s to up 80s where it was pretty consistent, just cranking main length wood, and then the following week they finally pushed up in the back of pockets and just cranking wood and just kind of flipping around, just getting bites. It was pretty good. Had some 4-pounders, some 3-pounders. I mean, it was setting up to be, something that would take close to 100 inches a day, and I was super excited about it. Had a lot of confidence going into it. But like I said, that weather. So after the tournament now, hindsight 2020, I've kind of talked to some guys, and it seems like a lot of guys were fishing up north, And my area was a little bit further south, but with all that rain and the heavy wind that was coming from the west, mainly, was blowing directly into the big creek arm that I was fishing. At the time, I just figured those fish would still be in there, but the area I was primarily fishing was on the east side, and I think that all that heavy rain and wind and everything just blowing in there just blew out that area. I think those fish had left, and it was just, it sucked. I was not happy to be honest with you. But anyways, so I fished my way down to that area just to kind of see if I could get a couple bites, see what the fish are doing. Get down into my area, and it didn't take long to get a bite. It was just at 4 pounds. It was like 18 and a quarter, good fish. I was excited. Caught that on a Z-Man jackhammer, half ounce, and fire craw with the Big Bite Swim On, which is a sweet trailer for that. And so I caught that. Kept going, heading towards some good brush that I wanted to fish, and got another bite on the jackhammer. He just didn't, I think he kind of just turned on it. I mean, he smoked it too, but reeled into him, it just wasn't there. But I still had a lot of confidence, and I fished around for probably 2 hours in that area and didn't get a bite. So I headed south because that was where the cleaner and warmer water was. And as I went, you could see the water temp come up. And I fished one of the pockets that I really wanted to, because 2 weeks prior to that, I had caught 3 4-pounders out of there. Yeah, it was 1 4-pounder and like a couple 3.5s or whatever. But never got bitten there. And by this time, we're like 4 hours into the tournament. And the heavy wind, the wind had picked up. It probably was blowing almost 20, and there was at least 4 tournaments going on in the lake. So there was just boats everywhere on most of the good stuff, and I just got in a bad rotation. Everywhere I went, or every spot that I wanted to fish, there was just a dude sitting right on it. And so I'm really mentally kind of I'm struggling. So I went back to that area where I caught that 4-pounder, and 50 yards from where I caught it, I was flipping wood, and I was flipping an Outcast tackle Seth fighter, the fighter jig with a Chromatis on the back. Compact, kind of finessey jig, but the legs on this kick really good. It's just an overall really good jig, good hook. But I'm flipping around and boom, caught one, and it was a 17-incher. I'm like, okay, maybe these fish pulled up. I fish around, and I fish all the good stuff. I didn't fish everything because I just wanted to check if the fish had pulled up, and they didn't. And now there's even more boats everywhere, and I had used up, I'm still running the 50 amp hour battery, and I used up a lot of battery fighting wind and just covering water trying to get a bite, which I am getting 100 amp hour this week, which will be really awesome. But anyway, so I just start fishing the protected side from the wind that happened Friday and Saturday, and I never got a bite, but I was just trying to grind something out. And there's like 45 minutes left. I head back to the ramp because the ramp's in a pocket that a lot of fish get dumped there from other tournaments, but it's also a good pocket, and it was a little more protected. It seemed as though, because as soon as I got in there, I caught a 14-incher, cranking a little PH Customs little guy. So I just start fishing around in there, and I set up on there's a little riprap stretch that's got a little point on it, and second cast I catch a 17. I'm like, oh man, maybe I can grind out a decent limit, maybe get in that top 3. And so I fish around, and there's 3 or 4 boats in a 40-acre little pocket, it's small. And I ended up catching a 10.5-incher to fill up my limit for, I think it was 77 and a quarter. Ended up in 6th place out of 16, which I was really surprised about. But my buddy DJ, he got 2nd with almost 90 inches, and Antoine tied him and got 3rd because DJ had a bigger fish. But overall, terrible tournament. I had all the confidence in the world that I was going to be at least in the top 3, if not had a shot at this. And is what it is. You know, congrats to the guys that won. I should have thought about the wind the day before and the day before that. I mean, I just feel like those fish that were in that east side pocket just got blown out and they just left, and the water gets super dirty. And it was funny, the colder, dirtier water seemed to fish better. Better limits come out of there and bigger fish. The only guy that I know of that was on the opposite side of the lake was DJ, and obviously he found some good fish, and they were in the back of pockets. And but on to the next one. We got I got Sullivan Lake this weekend. We'll see what happens. It can be pretty good in the spring, so we'll see. Usually 80 plus will win it. But yeah, thanks for watching.